With KGW and KGW Plus, coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Thanks for joining us for this streaming half hour of news at 5:30 on KGW+. Our top story is the widespread flooding following heavy rain in Washington, particularly in the northwestern part of the state. Natalie Swaby has the update on the flood emergency.
Across Washington,
I mean, it's so sad to see all the damage it's done.
neighbors describe a nerve-wracking nightmare that refuses to end.
I know this whole area was flooded this morning. Gas station across the street is, well...
His broom is no match for the fast-moving water.
I cannot clean over there, my friend.
Across the street, more trouble strikes a familiar target.
Taj, unfortunately, they always get flooded no matter what. It's really sad to see it.
So already water is inside.
This restaurant owner surrenders, closing up shop for the day.
So I'll come back tomorrow.
And not far from here, it's even worse.
Savannah is very bad.
This water can be deadly, so.
Near his home, emergency crews barricade the road.
A lot of people just see them driving right through there.
State leaders are urging drivers to not cross closed routes and to follow emergency orders.
We were very blessed. We didn't have any evacuations up in Darrington.
But in Skagit County, tens of thousands are facing evacuation orders.
I want to emphasize that if you have instructions to evacuate from your local authorities, please, please, please evacuate. You know, your life is extremely important to us.
That urgent message as rivers continue to pose a threat.
All indicators that we had was it was going to greatly exceed.
The obstacles are still here as water devours roads.
Getting into the restaurant, you might need a kayak or a boat, you know?
I got waterfront property today, right?
Some are finding ways around the chaos.
The worst didn't happen, actually, so yeah, I'm feeling like it's gonna get better.
While others are ready for a break.
Man, I hope it's over. I hope so. But you never know, it's Washington.
That was Natalie Swaby reporting. In Seattle, people stepped up to rescue all 120 dogs and cats from the Everett Animal Shelter. The shelter is situated near water and faced imminent flooding due to this week's heavy rain. On Tuesday, it issued an urgent call to volunteers and foster parents to take in animals at the shelter.
Never in a million years would I have thought that we would have been able to just put the call out and that our community would help like this.
Volunteers also helped lift pet food and other supplies to higher ground. And some good news here: as of yesterday, every animal at the shelter had found a temporary home. Back in our area, the Oregon Transportation Commission has decided to keep the Rose Quarter I-5 expansion project going despite limited funding. The issues started when the Trump administration revoked federal grant money, leaving the project with only a fraction of the $2 billion needed. The plan for now is to keep construction moving with the cash that is available, with hopes that Oregon's legislature will step in to help. The project's goal is to widen I-5 through the Rose Quarter to ease traffic issues. A conservative influencer is planning to sue the city of Portland for $10 million over his arrest outside the ICE building that he claims was unlawful. Blair Best brought us a preview yesterday. Now here's her full story.
This week, counsel for conservative influencer Nick Sorter filed an official notice saying he plans to sue the city of Portland and its police bureau, alleging his October arrest outside the ICE building was unlawful. Sorter is seeking $10 million in damages. He claims he was arrested without probable cause and targeted because of his political views. On October 2nd, just after 11 p.m., Portland police officers arrested 3 people, including Sorter, for fighting near the ICE building. We talked with Sorter once released from jail.
I was jumped in the street and I got arrested for it. That's pretty much the gist of what happened.
Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez dropped the disorderly conduct charge against Sorter, saying police had probable cause to arrest him, but that Sorter was acting in self-defense. The charges against the 2 other people involved remain.
I think that was a good decision on their part. This would have been a very dumb case to proceed with.
Now, roughly 2 months later, Sorter plans to sue the city. I talked one-on-one with his Washington state-based attorney, D. Angus Lee.
So the tort claim alleges that his arrest was unlawful. What specific evidence supports that claim?
This is an interesting case because every bit of what happened is on video, and we know that the officers were able to see what happened. And what happened in this case is not only was Mr. Sorter innocent of any wrongdoing, but it was clear he was the victim.
Do you have evidence that proves officers arrested Mr. Sorter simply because of his political views or media status?
The fact that he committed no crime, the fact that it was obvious to everyone on scene that he committed no crime, and the fact that he was clearly the victim leave only one possible explanation.
Okay, so you're alleging here that this goes beyond Sorter's arrest, showing, a broader pattern of politically biased enforcement by Portland police. But, Mr. Sorter came to Portland. He was here for roughly a week. He's not from here. He then left. What experience or information does he have that shows any type of cultural trend or bias within the city and the police force itself? I mean, how do you come to that conclusion just from what happened to Mr. Sorter during his week here in Portland?
We at my law firm have researched this in detail. So we've done a historical analysis of the police department and the local officials that run them going back about a decade. So this is not just limited to Mr. Sorter's experience.
I do believe, though, that night that Mr. Sorter was arrested, 2 other people involved in that altercation with him were also arrested, and they were charged.
The person who assaulted Mr. Sorter has not been charged, and twice in writing we have sent information identifying that individual to the Portland Police Department. He has still not been arrested.
When we asked Portland police about that, they declined to comment on pending litigation. After Sorter's October arrest, the Bureau posted on social media saying, as with all such situations, arrests are based on observed behavior and probable cause, not political affiliation or public profile.
Some argue that Sorter was combative in his coverage of the ICE building, while certainly not criminal by any means, but some say he was there, provoking the protesters, shining a light at them and creating confrontation. How do you respond to that argument?
Over the last decade, the political officials, the police department have adopted a new policy, and that is where anyone who says something that they don't like, they label an antagonizer.
If you were to win or even proceed with this lawsuit, what are you hoping it accomplishes? Are you pushing for, say, policy changes, like how protests are policed, or are you primarily seeking vindication for Mr. Sorter?
We're looking for vindication for Mr. Sorter in this unlawful arrest, and we hope that in the process of this case, the City of Portland Police Department will look at how they've acted towards individuals over the last decade or so, and that they will do a better job of saying, look, we need to create a safe environment in the city of Portland for everybody.
Blair Best, KGW News.
In an update, a Vancouver man's family who says ICE agents ran over his foot during an arrest now say he's been transferred to Texas. Thomas Schultz has the latest.
Last week, federal agents arrested 27-year-old Jose Paniagua Calderon in Vancouver. In video of the incident, it looks like an SUV hit something near where Paniagua Calderon was sitting. He's since been transferred to an ICE facility in Texas, and we want to warn viewers, some of this video involved in this story is disturbing. Paniagua Calderon's family believes his foot may have been run over in the incident. Initially, they thought it may be broken before Paniagua Calderon told them that while he is in pain, his foot was not broken. The Department of Homeland Security fired back, with spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin saying, after ICE officers applied wrist restraints, Paniagua launched into an Oscar-level performance, dramatically screaming while officers simply moved his vehicle off the roadway. Now, Paniagua Calderon has been transferred from an ICE detention facility in Tacoma to one in El Paso, Texas. His family worries the move may be retaliation after they spoke out about the arrest last week.
And I told my family, and they were all so sad and mad, and they couldn't believe that they had taken him more than 1,000 miles away from us.
DHS pushed back, saying claims that transfers of detainees are being weaponized or hidden are also categorically false. All transfers are made in accordance with strict guidelines. They say detainees and attorneys are notified about transfers and directs families to the ICE detainee locator. The Portland Immigrants' Rights Coalition says that they believe these types of moves are extremely disruptive. They say it can also infringe on legal cases and make it impossible for family to visit their relatives in custody. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Well, the holiday season is here and it can be stressful, especially for an increasing number of families who struggle to make ends meet. Inflation and rising costs have pushed more Oregonians to get help from food pantries and other assistance programs. For over a century, the Sunshine Division has helped fight hunger in our community. We spoke to its executive director during a taping of Straight Talk today about the need that he sees right now.
When people say, what's happening or what does the normal person that comes to your food pantry look like, it's working families. It's senior citizens that are on fixed incomes. It's people with disabilities, people who have lost a job or have had hours cut back. What we see a lot is people who've had really one bad day, one unfortunate thing, whether that's a medical issue, a loss of a job, a car transmission that needs repair. Far too many Americans don't have much of a safety net, and so they're turning to places like Sunshine Division more than at any time than any of us can recall.
We also talked about the KGW Great Toy Drive with a new nonprofit partner this year. Latino Network's leader shared the importance of bringing joy to families right now, especially families in the immigrant community who may be feeling fearful and uncertain due to current immigration enforcement efforts.
This is a beautiful time of year where our community, like all communities, come together to be with family, enjoy, the comida that we share together, to do that gift giving and expressions of love for each other. And that's all we want to do this time of year. We want to be together in those ways that really lift up all of our communities.
You can watch the full episode of Straight Talk this weekend or Monday night at 7 o'clock right here on KGW or anytime on our free TV app, KGW+. Still ahead, from a figgy pudding caroling competition to a holiday cookie swap. Yum! It's an edition of Weekend Things to Do, perfect for the holiday season. Matt?
Well, here's something else you can do, at least on Saturday. Stay dry, because there's no rain in the forecast the next couple of days. Looking south from our camera at the Springs to the waterfront in Vancouver, at the City Lights at Portland and the West Hills up there. It's cloudy and it's warm. We're 61 degrees right now. We will stay mild for a few days, but then snow returns to the Cascades later next week.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are past the main bulk of the week and heading quickly to the weekend now. And while the week started off rather rainy, very rainy actually, we're expecting things to get a bit drier, particularly on Saturday, making it a great time to get out and about. And we've got a great list of local events to help you do just that. And we're going to start in Portland's living room with the 11th annual Great Figgy Pudding Caroling Competition. That's starting at 6 p.m. this Friday. Caroling groups will be spreading holiday cheer in a 10-block radius of Pioneer Courthouse Square. Then at 7:30, the top 3 groups will return to the square for a final carol-off. The group that gets the most audience applause wins $1,000 and, of course, bragging rights. Our very own Drew Carney hosting this event as well, so it'll be a lot of fun. More details, head to Pioneer Courthouse Square's website. And this weekend also marks the return of the 41st annual Scan Fair at the Oregon Convention Center. Saturday through Sunday, you can peruse goods from more than 100 local vendors while enjoying traditional Scandinavian dishes and live entertainment. Tickets to this event range from around $15 for adults to free for kids under 5. And for more information and to get tickets, head to Nordic Northwest's website. And if you need a spot to grab a last-minute gift, the Portland Bazaar is back in Northwest Portland. More than 100 local vendors will be set up this weekend and next at the Premier Gear and Machine Works building in Slabtown. Artists, makers, and small businesses will be offering goods that range from edible to wearable. The event is free to attend. Just check out portlandbazaar.com for more details. And finally, if you're craving something sweet, then the Holiday Cookie Swap might be the right place for you. This Sunday from 6 to 8, you can swing by Vivienne Culinary Books off Alberta in Northeast Portland and bring a box to grab a selection of home-baked goods from local artisans. Bakers are encouraged to bring 24 of their own creations to share as well. You can find more information at Vivienne Culinary Books website. For more weekend inspiration, check out the 8 Things to Do article up each week on KGW.com.
That sounds so fun. Matt, what's your favorite holiday cookie?
Oh, man.
I put you on the spot.
That's okay. I love cookies.
Yeah.
I love chocolate chip. Chocolate chip, oatmeal, coconut, or those like meringue drops.
Oh, the chocolate ones?
The white ones.
Oh, I like the chocolate
ones. Really light.
Oh.
Or like those, I think they're called Mexican wedding cookies.
Oh, they're like in powdered sugar?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I love all those.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe I got to go to that event then.
I'm not that picky when it comes to holiday cookies.
Yeah, in the hatch.
Exactly, right. Down the old pie hole. Let's take you outside right now. There's Portland for you. It is a cloudy night, but it's still a warm night. 60 degrees. The cloud cover will contribute to it not being a cold night. We will not drop out of the 50s overnight tonight. Another warm one on the way. The rain has really been scattered, if existent at all, over the Willamette Valley here. There's still some up in Clark County, as you can see. The high temperatures, though, that's really the big story today in Oregon anyway. 62 in Portland, not a record, but within a few degrees. 61 Aurora and Hillsborough. Over in eastern Oregon, boy, has it ever been warm. Now, remember, yesterday, Hermiston hit 70. Pendleton had a record yesterday of 68 and a record today of 65, and I'm sure there'll be some other records that fall in the Columbia Basin and maybe in the Willamette Valley, too, where 60s were also common. Tomorrow, we won't hit 60. I know. Boo-hoo, right? But we will be in the mid to upper 50s, still 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. And notice, no rain as we go through the day. So early morning, areas of fog, yes, but otherwise just mostly cloudy. There'll be a few breaks in the clouds here and there as we go through the 12th of December, right? Okay, here's the deal. The atmospheric river is lifted north into BC and basically fallen apart. So we don't have that influx of deep tropical moisture anymore. Oregon, largely, from an area standpoint, largely clear. We have the clouds, of course, here in the Willamette Valley, but the jet stream still going well to the north of us, which is why it's so warm. All of this warm air with high pressure off the coast of California has built up over us and stays with us for the next 2 days. Then next week we'll get into rain, still pretty mild on Monday and Tuesday, but Tuesday night and into Wednesday we finally get some colder air dropping into the northwest to lower the snow level, and the pattern looks ripe for some really heavy Cascade snow for several days to come that may actually finally get our ski season rolling in the northwest. So nothing doing through Sunday and Monday. Tuesday, though, Tuesday night we'll get a few inches of snow, and then Wednesday, Thursday looks like it's really going to come on strong. And if you add that up, that's upwards of 40 inches of snow. And if you run it out even farther, we may see even more than that over the next week to 10 days. Yeah, that's a 5-foot total on Mount Hood. We've done that in the past, and we could do it again, and that would certainly go a long way towards getting ski season open here in Oregon. 60 degrees right now in Portland, freezing level 11,300 feet. On the coast tomorrow, there may be a few sprinkles or showers there. Otherwise, pretty good day. Highs will be in the mid to upper 50s, partly sunny in the valleys. Partly sunny, some areas of morning fog, and down the valley, lows will drop into the 40s because the clouds are a bit thinner, but highs still make the 50s. In the Cascades, it's still warm, but it'll at least be sunny tomorrow, and the winds are dying off, which is a big change from the last several days. Central and eastern Oregon also staying mild and sunny in the 60s in Bend again. Pendleton 59, maybe 61, 62 again in the Gorge. You'll also get some sun. We'll call it partly sunny. Light winds, highs in the 50s, lows in the 40s. And for Portland, mostly cloudy tonight, tomorrow morning. Some areas of morning fog if the clouds break up enough. Tomorrow's high 56, which is still way above average. We'll do 56 again on Saturday. Better chance for afternoon sun Saturday. And then on Sunday, we get showers. The rain becomes a little bit more moderate and heavier on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. But again, that's when it cools off. And we finally will begin to get some mountain snow. Are you ready? Are your skis ready? You got all your gear sussed out?
All my gear is ready. And you know, as much as I have loved this mild weather, I also miss that crisp, cold chill in the air as well. So
to make it begin to feel a lot like Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Matt.
You bet.
Still ahead, why doctors are sounding the alarm after this year's respiratory virus season. That's coming up in today's Health Minute.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Welcome back. Let's talk about your health for a minute because officials are warning this respiratory virus season could be a tough one due to holiday travel and a new flu variant. Mandy Gaither has the details in today's Health Minute.
It's a gift no one wants to give or get. But with travel and get-togethers this holiday season, respiratory viruses can be easily spread, and it's already starting.
I'm actually consulting in my hospital this week, and we're seeing a lot of influenza A here in Connecticut.
Dr. David Hill with the American Lung Association says this winter there's expected to be a surge in cases of flu, COVID-19, and RSV. CDC officials believe this season will be similar to the last, when the agency estimated that at least 1 million people were hospitalized and more than 70,000 people died from respiratory virus illnesses. Those over the age of 65 are especially at risk from getting severely sick.
The flu and COVID tend to lead to higher hospitalization rates and higher deaths in that population, so getting vaccinated is really important for that group of people.
Of the patients hospitalized for flu last season, the CDC says only about 1/3 were vaccinated. This season, there's a new flu variant. Combined with lagging vaccinations, there's a worry that things may look much worse in the weeks ahead.
Talk to your provider. Try to get vaccinated. It's the best way to protect yourself and your loved ones.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Listen to this. Time magazine has named the architects of AI as its person of the year. They say that's because of the impact AI has had this year on our everyday lives. This edition of the magazine will have two covers. One has the letters under construction, while the second features major tech figures like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Time magazine's annual tradition of naming a person of the year started in 1927. Well, stay with us because we have another full hour of news coming up in just 2 minutes. In the meantime, let's check out this view from our Oregon Zoo Skycam. Our top story.